What's up, everybody? Hi. It is Thursday, April 21st. I can't believe we're already almost at the end of April. It's ridiculous. What's up, Sugar Kitty? Meow, 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 meow. I know cat. I speak cat. Apparently. I just kind of learned. But anyway, yeah, working on some live show stuff in the middle of all this as well. Tony Bag of Donuts was here first. Hi, Tony. Donnie is not feeling good. He's having severe shoulder pain. Donnie, thank you for just stopping in. And get better, buddy. And Emily Chambers is here. What's up, Emily? And I'm sure some more folks are going to trickle in. But tonight, we are just drinking Bardstown Bourbon Company. Because I just discovered that they sell in their gift shop mini bottles of Fusion and Discovery. And it's not going to focus. Sorry, my neck is killing me tonight. I apologize. But I've got Fusion 6, Discovery 6, and Discovery 4. The most recent. Those are the three most recent ones that I have. Meow, meow, meow. What's going on, Clifton? He's listening in on the drive home. Hope you're well, buddy. Excited for your stream tonight. It's going to be really cool. Just banging stuff around, apparently, is what I'm doing tonight. But I've also got a couple surprises for me. It's like treats for me, I guess, essentially. But it's stuff that I have not had in a really, really long time. And it's basically the end of my, I wouldn't say supply of it, because it's, it's the end of the samples that I had, I guess. But I've got the original Fusion Series 1. And then I have the last of my bottle. That's not it. That's Fusion Series 3. The last of my bottle, signed by the fine folks at Bardstown Bourbon Company, of Discovery Series 1. Which absolutely made me fall in love with Bardstown Bourbon Company. So, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it, for sure. I did understand your cat joke. See, I told you, I speak cat now. I've been taking classes. Meow, 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 meow. I haven't even had anything to drink yet. I'm just tired. I'm in the middle of so I just finished up my second of 5 straight days of tours today. I got 5 straight days of them. I don't normally have that many in a row, but here I am, and I'm tired already, and I know that by Sunday, I am just going to be exhausted. I can already feel it. I can already feel it like seeping into my bones and my muscles, and it's just like creeping up into like my neck, and I'm the thing is though, like, it's good. Like, I can't complain because it's good money, but you know, I'm tired. I never tried Discovery 1, but it's amazing how quickly people fell in love with the brand after that one. That was it, man. I mean, that was the thing that convinced so many of us that this place needed to be looked after, watched. I think watched is what I was going for there. Gee, that was a really bad Siamese accent. Oh, no. Please don't cancel me for my Siamese cat accent. Oh, America. Miss Matt Porter. Oh, and it's gone. Oh, Disco Series 1 has been drained. You know what was cool about this? I'll tell a couple of quick stories about Bardstown Bourbon Company as well, because they have genuinely been very, very good to me. What's up, Mike Meyer? Cheers to you too, man. They have been genuinely very, very good to me and to the podcast, and have always been willing to like help out any way that they can. And they sent me that bottle of Disco 1 way back when it first came out. And it was just as like a thank you for supporting the distillery as they were starting up and everything. And I was like, this is the coolest thing in the world. And I hadn't been doing the podcast for very long either. It had only been like a year and a half. So just to get media samples or media bottles at all at that point in time was kind of mind blowing to me. But I was really, really thrown for a loop by the fact that they did that. And then we got invited to the preview for the Pfeiffer Pavitt Reserve, which was incredible as well. That was a great event. I drank way too much. I drank way too much at that. And Lucy had to drive home, unfortunately. But it just was one of those things where they just kept like handing you stuff to try and drink and everything. And been drinking since like 10 a.m. too. And it was just something else, man. It was something else, but it was incredible. But I was looking that year. This was 2019. That Father's Day, I was like, I'm trying to find, and I messaged Bardstown Bourbon Company on Facebook, or excuse me, on Instagram. And I asked them, do you know of anywhere that still has the Pfeiffer Pavitt Reserve? I want to get it for my dad for Father's Day. And they were like, well, we don't have a whole lot of it left. There's not a whole lot of it out there. But why don't we just for Father's Day for your dad, just send you one? It's like, what? So they sent me my dad's Father's Day present for... Why am I on 2G? Hold on, I'm going to switch over to the 5G. I think we're good. Yep. What's up, Biking Bourbon? Howdy to you too. Swan's here. Swan says, Perry, I made it. Hello, friend. Hello to you, Swan. I miss you so much. I miss you like crazy, my guy. I'm saying my guy again, apparently, this week. But yeah, they sent me a bottle to give to my dad for Father's Day of the Pfeiffer Pavitt Reserve, which, is just an incredible whiskey in and of itself. And the fact that, they didn't have much left and they sent it to me. It was really, really cool. But they've always been so kind and so sweet. And I really, really am thankful for Bardstown Bourbon Company and everything that they have done for us. But I think I've rambled enough over the past 10 minutes, and I have forgotten to mention that you can support the show, support the live stream through Snuffy Chats, which is our version of Super Chats, because we do not have the means appropriate to do Super Chats right here on YouTube. You can also watch this on Facebook or Twitch. And you can also listen to the audio version of this if you're more of an audio guy, since I do the podcast, of course, that might be how you got here, to the audio version of this in the main podcast feed. And if you're listening in the main podcast feed, hope you're well. Check out the stream next time, please. It'd be cool to see you in here. Let me know that you're here. If you came from, but that anyway. So Snuffy Chats are in support of Mr. Snuffleupagus. There we go. Who's our mascot for, I think that's what I say, our mascot for live streams. You can do that through a few different methods. There's the Stream Elements link, which if you use that, you can send a message and it'll show up right here at the top of the screen, top left of the screen there. Yes, I said that correctly. You can do it directly through PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all that good stuff. I say this every week, but I think that it bears repeating in case somebody is new. What's going on, Adam, Mr. Whiskey Shits? Good to see you, dude. And Sugar Kitty says, and don't forget to lick the like and like the lick. It tastes like Bardstown. Yes, indeed, it does. Swan, if you could share some of those links, I would appreciate the heck out of you, because I do not think that Donnie is going to be able to do that this evening. Oh man, I am excited for this tasting. One of the best things, and simultaneously one of the worst things about doing tours, is that you get to see people enjoy the bourbon that you love so much. But the bad thing about it is that you get to see people drinking the bourbon that you love so much while you can't do it. Because, I mean, if you come on a tour with me, I love having people on tours. It is just one of my favorite things in the world, getting to show off Kentucky, getting to show off bourbon. And I can't drink because I'm driving the bus or I'm driving a rental car or whatever. So I have to... What's going on, Hindo? Good to see you, buddy. Thank you, Swan, for sharing that stuff. But yeah, I've got to steer the bus in the right direction. So I cannot, I can't drink while I'm hanging out with people. What's going on, Takupa? Hope you're well, man. Miss you. Get to see so many people in a few weeks too. Just over a month for our meetup, for a daggone live show. If you want to find tickets for that, that's in the description below as well. Come and hang out with us on Memorial Day weekend. And you could see Jason from the Mash and Drum and Chad from My Daily Bourbon, as well as Eric too, because he's going to be there. Tony, I am not Pooh Bearing it. If anybody listened to the unedited episode on Patreon, this week's episode unedited, you would hear me asking Eric about Pooh Bearing it. And if anybody knows what I'm talking about that hasn't listened to that, let me know in the comments right now, because I don't feel like I'm alone in saying this phrase or using this terminology, but I'm just curious. Like our buddy Don Nishida says, he calls it Donald ducking it. So maybe that helps you guys figure it out if you don't know what I mean, but I'm just curious as all heck. But that's not the important thing right now. You can support the show on Patreon as well. Patreon.com/MyBourbonPodcast for as little as $1 a month, $5 a month. You can hear me in that unedited episode. Sorry, my boss was texting me. So, yeah, let's get to drinking. I haven't had anything to drink today. I'm tired, and I know that the bourbon's going to help that so much. You're in Don's camp? No, Clifton, it is not like Prairie Dogging it. This is something completely different from Prairie Dogging it. Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've had Fusion 1. It's still slightly youthful, and I know that they had they're essentially what was Bottle Chuck. What's going on, Darrell? Our buddy Darrell Stewart. Good to see you, man. Really, really good to see you in here. Bubble Bath Bourbon. What's going on, Nate? Tired? More bourbon. Indeed. You know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to pull up. I should have done this before. Fusion C. Oops. 1. Let's pull up the stats. On this bad boy. Okay. There's a really good crew in here tonight. Tony says, no, Cliffy, it's not. I forgot to share. And he is dying right now. Okay. There we go. All right. So the stats on Fusion Series 1, because I know that a bunch of us haven't seen this in a while. They start out with an 11-year, 7-month Kentucky bourbon, 40% of the blend, 74% corn, 80% rye, and 8% malted barley. And then 2 products from Bardstown Bourbon Company. It's not the right class. One is a 2-year, 3-month corn, wheat, and malted barley, and the other one is a 2-year, 1-month corn, rye, and malted barley. I'm going to leave that up. You can't really see it. It's okay. I'm going to come back to some more stats in a little bit. What's going on, Donald Rance? All the way in Canada. Hope you're well, man. It's good to see you in here. And Robot Scott. Hello, Robot Scott. Scott, I can't remember if I said this last time you were in here. It was really good to meet you at Whiskey Weekend. It was really, really good to meet you there. Just wish I could have stayed and hung out with everybody for longer. All right. Glass 1. Fusion Series 1. Cheers, guys. It started like... Okay, that's crazy. Okay, it started Frosted Cheerios. Then it went Honey Nut Cheerios. And then it went back to Frosted Cheerios, which is crazy. What's up, Trev? Tom W. Hello, Tom W. Trev sent me. Trev just sent everyone? What's going on? Trev, thank you for doing that. Good to see so many people in here. Holy crap. Marco Suarez, cheers to you too, man. Hey, it's Brian from Abandoned Bourbon. I want to talk about my day today too, because today was crazy. Hi, Mark Bond. Oh, Trev, me love you too, bud. I miss you, man. I'm missing like a bunch of people tonight, apparently. I miss people. But so today, and I'm pulling this up so I can remember what I'm talking about. Today, my group went to Willet. My tour group went to Willet, and they were about to do their tasting, and I was walking towards the door, and I look up, and Brian is across from me, and we just both like had this moment. We were like, holy crap, how did this work out so perfectly? And so he was dropping off a keg, and we were able to say hey to each other and chat for a few minutes and everything. But it was the first time that Brian and I got to meet each other in person. And it was like, I mean, the great thing about all of this, and I will never, ever, 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 ever let this get away from me, is that we build these relationships online, and we just like, we all know each other. And then as soon as we see each other in person for the first time, after we've been talking for ever and ever and ever, it's like your best friend that you never met in person, the best friend that you never knew you had. And I friggin' love that we were just like catching up like it was nothing. Like we just hadn't seen each other in a few months, and we just hadn't talked in a little while. And there we were, like, we're hugging each other, and we're like, oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. And like, oh, it was fantastic. It was great. Anyway, that was my day getting to see Brian from Abandoned Bourbon. It was very cool. Independent Joe's here. Oh my goodness gracious. I have not even caught up with everybody who's in the chat. Scott says, yes, you did. Next time. Next time we will share a pour. Embellish Pod, what's going on, John? At least half of you mongrels haven't hit the like button. Please do hit the like button. I'm not used to so many people. Dramhound, what's up, Dramhound? JG with the triumphant return to TIMBP Live, Mr. JG Wentworth. 877 MASH now. So the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia table meme in real life, 100%. Brian, best part of my whole week. Dude, I told you, I'm thinking about you. I'm just stay strong, dude. If you need anything, let me know. Please, please, please. Yeah, where has Dramhound been? Well, Derek Julin, good evening to you, man. Thank you all so much for being here. My goodness gracious, it's nice to have a big crowd. It's nice to have a lot of people hanging out on Thursday evening. Just thanks, Trev, for sending everybody to you, man. It was awesome. All right. I've had my Fusion 1. I haven't finished it because I want to compare it to Fusion 6. But I have tasted it. Swan says, Perry, I can't wait for you to do the Perry Secret Stock. That's the stuff that you left with Chad, right? Because I'm excited to try it just because I know it's going to be weird. It's going to be really, really bizarre. So we'll get to that eventually. All right, let's check out the stats on Bardstown Fusion Series 6 as well. Oh my goodness, that's a big picture. All right, share. Go to the Chrome tab. There we go. I like that layout better. Okay, so 56% Bardstown Bourbon Company, 3-year-old, 75% rye, 21% rye, or excuse me, 75%. Is that 75 or 76? I can't read. 75% corn, 21% rye, 4% malted barley, 14% Bardstown Bourbon Company, 3-year, 75% rye, 15%, or dadgummit, why do I keep saying that? 75% corn, 15% rye, and 10% malted barley. And then rounding it out is an 11-year Kentucky, 30%, 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley. Cannot speak tonight for some reason. Look at all these party people indeed. Hope you're well, Scott Pigsley. Swan shared the link for the tickets to the live show. If you haven't picked up tickets yet, please do. Dramhound says, work, kiddo, and dogs keep me busy, but I'm always listening in / keeping up. Thank you. Appreciate that, dude. Appreciate the heck out of you. John Hughes with the first snuffy chat of the evening. Thank you, John. No message, but I appreciate that. Swan's also over on the Twitch stream. He says not everyone is cool enough to be double streaming. If you want to follow the Twitch, it's My Bourbon Gamer. So I hope to start doing video games. If I can get my setup right, I will do video games over there soon. I know that's not for everybody, but I've been playing through Lego Star Wars, and it's amazing. And I really, really want to I can't do anything with it now because I'm so far through the game. But it's been so much fun. There have been things that have just made me want to break my Switch in half, but it's still a really fun game. Fusion 6. Fusion 6 is nice. Swan isn't the only cool people. Indeed. Dramhound is always here. I'm happy to hear it. And Scott says, I cracked Disco 7. It's funky, but I like it. I almost picked one up today, but honestly, the price tag of $140 was a little steep for me right now. I will definitely try to get some soon because I am infinitely curious with how that whiskey is. Oh, Fusion 6 is such a good nose. It's bacon spicy, but it's also got this. It's got a savory note in there too. It's like chicken and waffles. Mm. Oh, the finish. Oh, the finish, though. That is where it's at. That finish is stellar. It is absolutely stellar. It goes into like hazelnut spread, but it's also got this like really nice freshly buttered soft pretzel thing going on. Is oh my gosh, that is so good. I know that everybody's like really hard to justify any over 100. Totally agree. I totally agree with that, Tom. Nutella whiskey? Heck yes. I don't even know what I was saying. I was just like, I'm all excited about this now. But I do think that, and it's not that like Discovery series isn't really cool, because it is insanely cool. Fusion is the product that I always get the most excited about with Bardstown Bourbon Company, because it shows what their own whiskey can do. And I think that makes it special. I think that's what's really, really great. And sure, anybody can, not anybody, but you know what I'm saying, can source and blend a whiskey to make it drinkable as an NDP. But the thing is, Bardstown Bourbon Company is not an NDP. They are a producer of whiskey. And to see their products be this successful, even when paired with other ones, is so exciting and invigorating. And it just gets me pumped for what they're going to be like in the future when they've got their own brand that's just Bardstown Bourbon Company, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Full stop. Nothing more, nothing less. It's just their product. But this Fusion 6 is the best Fusion I've had. And I loved 3. 1 was amazing. 3 was really good. No, 3 was fantastic. 6 now, though. 6 is my favorite Fusion. Man. Papa Ritter's here. Hi, Dad. I do not know the tune to Whiskey River off the top of my head, unfortunately. He stumped me. He got me on one. Big Vic. What up, Vic? Cheers to you too, man. Donald says 100 is a glass ceiling for Scotch and Irish. Once you go over that, there's some truly special stuff. Bourbon, though, I think it's just the opposite. Not the opposite entirely. It's just there's so much good stuff under $100 that it becomes a much different conversation. Hi, Dad. Bubble Bath. Nate says it's getting closer to them releasing strictly their own distillate, isn't it? I heard once they got to 6 years. I mean, I guess that lines up, doesn't it? Because they should be doing. Yeah, I mean, they should have, 5-year-old product on site right now, 4 or 5-year-old product, which is really, really cool. I mean, I cannot wait for I can't wait for their brand to be out. Second sip of that. Oh, and that finish is still awesome. The front end is like, well, overall, the mouthfeel is extremely full and creamy. For 97.9 proof, I would think it drinks much higher just because of how full it is. Scott Pigsley, here's the thing about the price increase. I think most whiskey over the past 2 years ago, 2 years ago or so, has inflated their prices $20 to $30. What you could get $50 is now $70 to $80. Same with Disco 7, it was $120. Yeah, no, I get that. I completely agree with you. It's just a matter of like, do I really want to go down that rabbit hole of justifying, paying that extra money? And the thing is, like, in some capacity, we don't really have a choice, because that's just where the that's just where the market is right now. That's where the industry is right now. And I mean, we want to continue to support the bourbon industry, so we're going to keep buying bottles and buying new products and everything. But in a perfect world, we wouldn't see price changes, prices being raised. So, I mean, with that being said, do as you please. I mean, honestly, do as you please. But I think if you limit yourself to, only buying a certain category or a certain price point, you're going to miss out on quite a bit. So that's where I am. What's your opinion on Bullet 10-year bourbon? I bought one today on a punt for 50 Canadian, since I've heard good things about it. I haven't had Bullet 10 in a while. It's pretty good from what I remember. I mean, it's essentially 10-year-old Four Roses. So, yeah, I don't have anything really like overly negative to say about that product, but I guess I don't also have anything like overly positive either. Like, it's just kind of a like, oh, so that's a product that exists. You know what I mean? So, Mark Bond, Perry, you made me go get my only fusion number 4. Now I got to try 6. 6 is chef's kiss. Bardstown Bourbon Company deserves some money thrown their way. Their transparency and how their business is structured should be supported. $130 for Disco is fine by me. I think that's fine too. Like, I don't disagree with your logic there, Nate. It's just like, how much are you willing to pay at any given time? Like, I don't think that 130 is completely unreasonable. But thing is, it's just not reachable for a lot of people. I do wish that it was still at that lower price point of like I think it was like 100, 110 initially for Discovery Series. But they are a great company. I think they're doing really good things, really cool things too. Let's move on to Discovery. Discovery Series 1. The last of my Discovery Series 1. Crazy. Tony, you drinking Discovery 4 then? Salted caramel, like toffee ice cream. Little bit of fruit. Just a hint of like cigar tobacco as well. Man, that is a great nose. Let's talk about what's in Discovery Series 1. I can pull it up on screen as well. Discovery Series 1. That's not a great picture. That's not a great one either. That's Discovery Series 2. What are you people doing? Whatever. I'll just read it out from the bottle. Jeff Whack. What's going on, Jeff Whack? Hope you are well. All right, Disco Series 1 is a blend of a 5-year Kentucky bourbon, 5% of a Kentucky 13-year-old bourbon, 78% corn, 12% rye, 10% barley. 75% is an 11-year, 7-month Kentucky bourbon, 74 corn, 18 rye, 8 barley. 10% is a 10-year-old Kentucky bourbon, 75% corn, 13 rye, 12 barley. And the last 10% is a 5-year-old Kentucky, 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley. I'm going to be very sad that is the end of my bottle tonight. But my 4 is very dry, but the finish hangs in for a long time. Just it is stuck to the sides of the glass. Ooh. Oh, that is very viscous. Whiskey Knows. What's going on, Marty? Hope you're well, bud. Good seeing you in here. Popper says, just wanted to say hi to all. Looking forward to the meetup. Wish love and cheers to everyone. I'm going over my record store day list for Saturday. Cheers. Cheers, Dad. So everybody say bye, Papa Ritter. All right. First sip of my last glass of Discovery Series 1. It is unfair how good this blend of bourbons is. 121.21 proof. Wow. The finish is a little dry. Kind of a weird end to the mouthfeel. But, I mean, the front end is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful bourbon. Yes, please, everybody do hit the like button. Heck on it. I just want to drink this the rest of the night now. Like, I'm excited for 4 and 6. I've not had 4 and 6. I'm really, really excited to get into it. But 1 is just so good. Deathless Dogs. Cheers, everyone. Cheers to you too, guys. Maybe it's just one of you. I don't know. But I do hope you're well. Cheers to you all too. Biking, I am absolutely still going. I ain't quitting until that clock says it's quitting time. Which isn't for another 20 minutes. I mean, I could... So Perry, it's from Donald Rance, do you have a favorite scotch? I'm curious, since admittedly, I'm mostly a malt guy. I don't know if I could say I have a favorite scotch. I've had a fair bit of scotch, mostly thanks to Swan, but I don't think that I have anything in particular that I can be like, oh, that's my favorite one. That's absolutely what I would go to. I am fine with peat. Peat does not bother me, I think, in the way that most bourbon drinkers get bothered by it. But I also I don't know, I really like single malts, though. Like, single malt whiskeys are fantastic. Yeah, especially if they're a little bit higher proof. But that's the. Oh my gosh. Swan says Perry's favorite scotch is Glendronach 12. He just doesn't know it. That could be true. That could be true. I don't know if I've had Glendronach 12. Swan, I'd love to try it. I'm always down for trying stuff. Like I'm not so adamantly against scotch because I was born in Kentucky and I'm a bourbon drinker and yada 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 yada. It's really just because I just prefer bourbon. That's just kind of how it is. But yeah. Yeah, Donald, I totally get that. Clifton. Scott's just sharing channels. Absolutely. Share the heck out of some channels. John says, I had Eagle Rare and Lagavulin 15 back-to-back last night. I think I've had Lagavulin like once. I really liked it. It was really good. Kitty and Perry had the best reaction to the Avalor Abunda? I don't remember. I don't know if you... Whatever. Batch 69 of any scotch I've given to him. Gotta be honest with you, Swan. I don't fully remember that. So I'm going to have to go back. All right, Disco Batch 4. Or I guess Disco Series 4. We're going to say it the right way. Let's find some stats. Okay, that should do. Share, screen, Chrome, tab, do. Let's see, what do we got here? Disco 4, 55% Kentucky 13-year-old bourbon, 74% corn, 18% rye, 8% barley. 37% is a 15-year-old bourbon. Ooh, that's a big step up from that 5-year-old that they had in Disco 1. Is that 78.5 corn? I think it is. 13 rye, 8.5 malted barley. And a 10-year-old 8% Kentucky bourbon, 75% corn, 13 rye, 12 malted barley. Oops. There we go. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Ugh. Excuse me. Come to the stream. Barry sneezes. 78.5 is the Mystery Mash Bill Tote Whiskey. Oh, that was from that time, wasn't it? Totally forgot about that. That was some good stuff, though. Whatever the Mystery Tote Whiskey was. Always good stuff came out of that, I feel like. Speaking generally. Boy, that sneeze really threw me off. Jake Miller, what's going on, Jake? I prefer a good scotch over a rare bourbon, but as a U.S. resident, the Daily Sippers are bourbon for me. Not enough scotch in the U.S. to give budget pours. Or to have budget pours, excuse me. Yeah, I agree with that. I totally get that. Yeah. DC, what's going on, Dan Carter? I love the finish on 4. I'm getting there. Series 4 still got that good metal topper. Do they not have metal toppers anymore? I don't think I knew that. Oh my gosh. Whoa. That is just a fruit bomb, dude. Lots of oak. Lots of cherry. A very bold vanilla note, too. The barrel influence is strong with this one. And this is only 115 proof? Holy moly. And 6 is 111.1? Oh my goodness. That's some craziness. Let's get Embellish Podcast over 100 subs so we can get a better URL than this? Absolutely. Everybody go sub to John over at Embellish Pod. Deathless Dogs, Disco 4 is one of my favorites in recent years. This is really freaking good bourbon. It's just good stuff, man. Second sip, I got a little bitter note up front. Nothing bad, but just kind of like bitter coffee beans, like espresso beans. Holy moly, was that Dara I just heard? What about Dara? What happened? Did I say something that sounded like Dara? I don't know if that's true or not. Tony says that little pepper on the finish, though. Absolutely. Absolutely, indeed. Jay, thanks for subscribing to Mr. Embellish Podcast himself, John Hughes. I'm really bad about saying this at the top of streams. I'll say them at the end, typically. But if also you are not subscribed here, please do so. And hit the bell notification so you know when I go live and when I post videos, which is very few and far between, but I still do them. So. All right. Disco 6. Every time that I've thought that my water is behind me, it's been next to me. So. She's always saying holy moly. I say holy moly a lot. Holy moly, holy crap. Stuff like that. Also, I haven't mentioned it in a while, but if you want to support the show through our method of super chats, snuffy chats, you can do so through the links in the description. It's exactly like super chats, just not through YouTube. So. Oh my. Dan's digging the music vibe. Man, ever since I put music on my streams, I've just that was the right move. Right there. That was absolutely the move right there. All right, let's check out Disco 6. I'll tell you what else I'm going to do while I'm working on smelling this for the first time. I'm going to also find the stats. Oh, man. That is a lot of cinnamon and sugar. I thought I saw that we had lost like half of the people that were watching for a second, and I was like, "What happened?" Because I went to go get stats for 2 seconds. All right, let's check out the stats here. Our last bourbon for the evening, Bardstown Bourbon Company, Discovery Series 6. 68% of an 11-year Kentucky bourbon. 75% corn, 13 rye, 12 malted barley. 16% is a Tennessee 17-year bourbon. My goodness. 84 corn, 8 rye, 8 malted barley. And finally, a 16% of an Indiana 7-year bourbon. 75 corn, 21 rye, and 4 malted barley. I got too many glasses. I got too many glasses in front of me. Not always the worst thing in the world to have, or the worst problem to have, but you know. Jamming indeed. Tony forgot to subscribe after 3 years. It happens, man. We are jamming, Viking. Marty's got to show us his North Carolina driver's license pic. I got to see that. Disco 6 is widely thought to be the best. We will see about that. Dickle, 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 dickle. And MGP. MB. Dan likes the tickle twang. I am about to find out whether or not I like it. What's going on, Tim Evans? Marty, I'm excited to see it. All right. Getting a little savory on the nose. Little dickle pickle. I will admit. It is there. Nick Foles, Stan Lee. Here's the man. Stan the man himself. Come on, camera. Focus for Stan Lee. Oh, no. We're going to have to work on that. Stan's here, though. Little bloody. Little guy. All right. Last pour for the evening. Good to see you, Nick Foles. I'm doing well. Hope you're well too, buddy. I like the finish on 6. It is very dickily up front. It is very dickily up front. I don't like the dickle disco. Kind of yes, kind of no. It's not terrible. I don't think that it's awful, but it is very dickle heavy. I mean, I get why people like it, but I also just, I don't know. That is definitely not for me. Tim the Master Evans. You like the music vibe too, Nick Foles? Thank you, man. Appreciate that. I didn't make the music or anything, but I like setting the vibe, setting the tune as well. All right. I'm going to do it because I always do this when I have a flight on a live stream. And it sounds like I'm going to shoot all of these, but no. I am going to blend what I have left into my glass. Like an idiot. Pay $20 more for less Dickel. I get that. Oh, I just realized this is all going in my Parator glass. Parator. Buddy Travis Gens made that for me. My boss sent an email to about I don't know about my tour that I have tomorrow, and he accidentally said to the lady that I run one of the largest Birdman podcasts in the country. Not bourbon. Birdman. Love the music. Super sexy. Heck yeah. Discusion? Yes. What music provider do I use? For this, I just use YouTube. I'll just search for like royalty-free music and Birdman. He's a bird and a man. My first thought was Birdman fly in any weather. Birdman channel, he's not wrong. The Birdman's not on the channel much anymore. So I just got out of the shower, time for some whiskey. If anybody runs the Birdman channel, or podcast at Swan. This is my Birdman podcast. That's really funny, actually. Discusion or Fuscovery. Batch Infinity. Smells more like Fusion than it does Discovery. Not bad. By any means, but interesting nonetheless. So winner, Disco 4 or Fusion 6? I mean, they're two completely different animals. But if I had... I think more than likely I would wind up reaching for Disco 4 more than I would Fusion 6. But Fusion 6 is one of those things that I want to have around to surprise people with. And to break out and say, can you believe what they're doing with their product? It's so much younger and yada, yada, yada. But I think I would go Fusion 4 Disco 4 over Fusion 6. Lots of words getting thrown around here. But does the blend twang my banjo? I don't know. It made it kind of flat. Honestly. Yeah, it flattened it out a lot. Still good, but just doesn't have the punch that everything else did on its own. Ben, what's going on, Ben? Welcome to This Is My Bourbon Slow Jams. Getting close to it, I guess. But we are also getting close to the end of the show, so I want to go ahead and start saying thank you, everybody, for tuning in for yet another episode of TIMBP Live. If you want to see this in person, in some capacity, check out the link for our Eventbrite tickets in the description. The show is going to be live and in person with Jason from the Mash and Drum and Chad from My Daily Bourbon. And it is going to be in Lexington, Kentucky. Tickets are as low as $25 a piece. You can see us. We've got some secret special surprises for people as well, which I think you guys are going to be really excited about. Really, really excited about. But yeah, go check that out. It's Memorial Day weekend, May 28th. We'd love to see you there. But support the show too, please, on Patreon, patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast for as little as $1 a month. $5 a month gets you a bunch of bonus content. You always get early access to picks and to the live events and stuff like that before everybody else. Go check out the podcast too if you've not listened to it yet. Please do. I think that's about it. Leave us a rating and review on your podcast app of choice, please. And that does it for this week. Guys, thank you so much. I will see you next week for yet another edition of TIMBP Live. But until then, I'm Perry. This is TIMBP Live. We could get out of here.